Hello everyone, welcome back. Servitus here, coming back with a new part of What If Deku was Moth. Now, before we get right into it, don't forget to tell me down in the comments what do you think about this part, and I hope that you enjoy the show. Now, let us begin, shall we? Now, where we last left off, Midoriya had strengthened his resolve and tried to figure out a way to evolve his powers, though sadly he cannot for some reason. He tried again and again to create an extra Akuma to think like a mature kid, like an adult, and it just didn't work. He almost started thinking that maybe the translation was off, the decoding was wrong, and maybe there is more to it, but he really doesn't know. And the night was cutting near, and tomorrow he has school. And right now, just for reference, this is in the case of Class 1A and their, what is it again? Their internships, they are on the third day of their week. So just for reference for the time. With that being said, and the next morning, Midoriya eats his breakfast and goes to school. Though this time he goes slow. He walks down the street, looking down, left, right. He goes down the ladder in the garden that he normally goes through, but he doesn't slide on the rails down. He sees a few people protesting in front of in the streets, in that same, park. Some person getting his purse stolen, or somebody just running down the street with a hero following him shortly after. Man, the world is a mess these days, isn't it? In the end, he eventually reaches UA, he enters, and takes a seat and proceeds with his normal day. Eventually, the cafeteria comes around, and, he goes in. Nobody is there to talk to him other than Shinso since, Emily is on her internship, so that's a thing. And so Shinso sits by his side saying, "Hey, Midoriya, you weren't here yesterday. What's the matter?" As Midoriya said, yeah, I got a little sick." As he said, "Sick? You okay?" As Midoriya said, "Yeah, I'm fine now. I just got a headache and stuff like that. I wasn't eating properly, so..." As Shinso said, "You need to watch for your health." As Izuku said, "Yeah, definitely." As he just looks into his food and starts eating. And they start eating together. For a second, a moment of silence goes by, and then Shinso breaks the silence saying, "So, you heard about the news? Moth?" As Midoriya slows down on his food, remembering that accursed night before yesterday. As he said, "Yeah, I heard the news." As Shinso said, "So what you think of him?" As Midoriya said, As Shinso just looks into his food while using his spoon to collect some, while continuing to saying, "What you think of Moth? He attacked the sport festival, and after which, a day later, they attacked his hideout. Seems fair if you ask me. But what do you think of him in general? His message does target people like us, me and you." As Midoriya said, "What do I think of him?" As he looks down, and Midoriya continued talking, saying, I think he's trying to do the good thing. He's trying to help people in the way that he believes it to be the most efficient. But he's making a lot of mistakes that end up hurting more people than the ones he's helping. If he can figure a way to, reverse that outcome and help more people than he's hurting, then that would probably be better. I'm not saying I support him, I just understand where he's coming from." As Shinso said, "That's so. Okay." As they continue eating a little. And then Midoriya asked a question saying, "What do you think of him, Shinso?" As Shinso said, "Personally, I kinda agree with what you're saying. He's trying to do a good thing and helping people. In some way, I will not be lying to you, but I did somewhat support him. As Midoriya said, really? As he said, yeah, go ahead, say that's so wrong for a student in UA to want a villain to see them succeed and root for it. As Midoriya said, no, it's fine, it's okay. I mean, I don't think he really can. I mean, heroes do see him as a villain, but I see him more as an anti-hero. Is that the word? As he said, anti-hero. Seriously, what do you think we are? Some sort of a comic? As Midoriya said, I mean, do you have any better wording for him? As Shinso said, no, I think that one works. I'm not saying I'll go out of my way to support him or hold a, you know. What am I saying anymore? Just eat your food. Sorry for bringing that topic up. As Midoriya said, no, it's a really interesting topic. It's normal for us to think about those kind of things when we're the target of a certain message. Right? As he said, yeah. UA has been very quiet lately. A lot of students dropped out. Just because of him. I guess he wasn't so wrong after all. As Midoriya continues saying, yeah, I guess you're right. By the way, Shinso, you still want to be a hero? As Shinso said, I'm not giving up on my dream yet. But now I'm asking myself, which society do I want to be a hero in? This one or the one Moth promises? It's really odd. But I try not to think about it too hard. As they continue their food before the bell rings and, well, Midoriya and Shinso stand up and start walking. As they're walking together, suddenly Midoriya slows in his tracks and he gets a headache. As Midoriya grabs into his head and she says, you okay? As Midoriya said, yeah, I'm fine. Just a headache. I guess I still haven't gotten as good as I assumed I am. As Shinso said, don't push yourself too hard. As Midoriya said, yeah, of course. As they continue walking, while Midoriya is thinking in his mind that he heard a voice, but he doesn't know where it's coming from. Someone is crying for help, but he can't do anything at the moment. Regardless, as he continued to walk, he also hears the voice of someone else, the heart of someone else, someone close by, someone who has his eyes on him. And when he looks over his shoulder, he sees Katsuki Bakugo staring at him. It's been a while. He almost forgot that this guy even existed. As when Bakugo sees Midoriya looking at him, he turns his head away and starts walking. As eventually, Midoriya and Shinso go back into their class, they continue their day as normal, and, well, after a few lessons and whatnot, even though Midoriya also went to the bathroom at once, he bumped into another guy, being Eraserhead, which he told him if he's okay, and Midoriya saw him, he said, yeah, I'm fine. As Aizo said, good, be careful where you walk, don't run in the halls. As he just continued walking, and Midoriya looked at Aizawa from the back. He looked odd, and the way his emotions were reacting when he saw Midoriya, it was like a heartbeat monitor that suddenly skyrocketed the moment he seen Izuku. Regardless, eventually he goes to the bathroom and returns to his class. But before the school day was completely over and Midoriya was taking his bag to leave along with Shinso, he was called into the principal office. Again, as he walks into the principal office of Nezu wondering what is it this time. He goes in and he meets Nezu as Nezu tells him, good day, Izuku Midoriya. I hope that today's was, very fruitful. As Izuku said, yeah, is there something you need of me, Principal Nezu? As Principal Nezu said, I was just wondering what, you know, yesterday I got a call from your mother, Inko Midoriya, saying that you weren't feeling very well. Is something of matter? As Izuku said, oh, yeah, I was just, you know, kind of just staying awake all night and weren't eating properly, so I guess all of that culminated yesterday and I just, well, fell to the ground. As he said, oh, well, are you feeling better now? If you still don't feel good, you can always make your way into our very trusted nurse, recovery girl. As Izuku said, yeah, I'm fine. No need to waste the recovery girl's time on me. I'm okay. As Nezu said, oh well, it's good to know that you're alright. I always try and make sure that all the students in UA are in top shape as possible. The ones that still are here, at least. As Midoriya said, yeah, of course. You're doing an amazing job. As Nezu said, thank you. And they just stay silent for a second. Midoriya is wondering, why is Nezu having him here? Even though Nezu's face is unreadable. Midoriya looks into his heart and something is off about him. Almost like he's trying to determine something about Midoriya. And now he asks himself, is he suspecting of him? But regardless, immediately Nezu said, oh well, that's all what I really wanted from you. Just making sure that you're in good shape and health. We wouldn't want our students to be not so good at shape, now would we? After all, you're the top students of the general course. And even though UA is most famous for its hero course, I still see the rest of the courses of UA as just as important. As Midoriya said, I appreciate the thought. And as Nezu said, well, I will not be taking any more of your time. You may leave. As Izuku thanks him, he bows and leaves. And, well, Midoriya starts walking out of the place. As he does, he starts thinking to himself, is Nezu suspecting him? The way he was talking to him, as if determining something. And not to mention the timeline, it does work against him. After all, in the last night before yesterday, he was being attacked by Ladybug, and yesterday he just didn't go to school, so it's a very big red herring on his part. He should have... damn it. He probably shouldn't have listened to his mother and went to school, but then actually if he went, he might have done something stupid that made it very obvious who he is. Damn it, everything is so complicated now, and he feels like he's walking on the edge of a knife. Nezu on one side, Ladybug on the other, and for some reason he can still feel Bakugo stares. For somewhere. Since Nuru is talking to Midoriya, telling him that someone is staring at him, and Midoriya, when he, tried to listen, he again hears the sound of Bakugo's thoughts as he's walking down the street, before he takes a sharp turn into an alleyway, and Bakugo follows shortly after. As Bakugo goes into the alleyway, he looks left and right, there is no Midoriya. He goes further in, and looks left and right, but then suddenly he hears a sound saying, looking for somebody? As he looks behind to see hiding behind a garbage or a trash can, Izuku, as Bakugo just clenches his fist and gives a little angry look as he starts walking away. As Midoriya said, what? You follow me from UA into here and now you're just gonna walk away? As Bakugo said, shut up, I have nothing to say to you. As Midoriya said, well, you definitely look like you do. Why are you following me? As Bakugo said, none of your business. As he said, are you seriously saying that to me now? It is my business when I am being stalked by you. It's not a very good look for a student in UA, especially in the hero course. Right? So unless you have some explanation, I can call the police. As Bago said, you're really funny, you know that. But you're really sick. I hate you. As Midoriya said, tell me something I don't know. Why are you following me? As Bago said, you've been acting very off recently. Not to mention yesterday you didn't come to UA. And I know you better than anyone. You not coming to UA as if you would come to this school even if you lost both your legs. So I ask, what was it so bad that made you not want to come yesterday? As Midoriya looks into Bakugo, he's fearing that Bakugo may piece it together as he continues asks, saying, so, what's the reason? As Midoriya said, I was just sick. And Bakugo said, is that the thing that you told your mother? As immediately Izuku gets a little angry on that, but he knows better than to get angry. He keeps his emotions in check as he said, and what is it to you? It's none of your business. I thought I told you not to talk to me again. I don't care about you anymore. I am past you, Katsuki. As Buck gets angry on that as he said, don't you dare look down on me. As Midoriya said, look down on you? Until today I didn't even think of you. Until today, when I saw you staring at me in the cafeteria, I forgot that you even existed. So don't you tell me that I shouldn't dare to look down on you, because I don't have time to do that. As Bakugo gets even more furious, as he said, you little... As Midoriya said, oh, what's the matter? You gonna fight me now? That's what it is? Of course you would. After all, last time in the sport festival you couldn't do anything when Moth attacked, could you? You were right there and you couldn't do a thing, and you blame yourself for it. Isn't that right? As Buck gets even more furious while Midoriya continues saying, you're just a little angry kid who wants something to throw all of your anger against. The moment you entered UA, you realized you weren't so special anymore, and now you want your comfort little punch doll to help you go through it. And you want to just hit me for it, don't you? But you can't, because UA isn't the same old school that we were both part of. And if you do that, you will get expelled. So stop following me. I'm not gonna let you hit me just to make you feel better. I moved on. It's time for you to do the same. As Midoriya just turns around and walks away while Buck said, Deku, don't you dare turn your back on me. As Midoriya said, the names is Midoriya to you. As he continued walking while Buck said, I said, don't you dare turn your back on me. As he rushes on Midoriya with a right hook, but then Midoriya immediately dodges him, turns around, grabs Bakugo by the arm as he flips him over his head and slams him to the ground. As Bakugo suddenly coughs a little, and he gets a little angry and he stands up and was about to attack, but then in the middle of his attack he stopped. As Midoriya said, what's the matter? Why aren't you attacking? As Bakugo suddenly looks into his right arm, and it feels like something is falling into place. And Midoriya can sense Bakugo's emotion. Suddenly all of his anger dissipates, and Bakugo said, You saw my right hook coming. As Bakugo remembers that day, the USJ, where did he seen somebody do that same move to him? Where was it the last time somebody grabbed him by his right arm and flipped him over his head? And he remembers it. And he looks into Midoriya and said, you knew. You were there. As Midoriya said, wait, what are you talking? As Midoriya then remember as well, the USJ. He did the same move against Bakugo as then he gulps his throat saying, damn it, what Damn it, Izuku, why do you have to be so stupid? As Bakugo said, you're. As Midoriya said, I'm leaving. As Bakugo said, no, wait, you're not. As Midoriya said, I told you if you keep harassing me, I'm calling the police. Leave me alone. As Bakugo said, and then he just stays quiet and walks away, saying, sure thing. And he just leaves. And Midoriya watches as Bakugo walks away, and he takes a deep breath. When he realizes Bakugo is actually leaving, he starts walking back home while thinking to himself, saying, damn it, idiot, why did you have to do this? He's catching up. He's catching up. Everyone is catching up. Everything is... It's just breaking down around of you. What am I supposed to do? Now Bakugo's thinking that I might be related, or even having something to do with Hawkmoth. Nezu is just on my tail all the time, and Ladybug is still looking for me like a wild animal chasing a rabbit. What should I do? As he goes back home, his mother is still at work, so he goes into his room and he just starts pacing back and forth. After making sure that no one is following him, no eyes, he closes his window and he just starts walking back and forth. He even, checked his room for anything hidden. He's really paranoid at the moment, and Nuru is like, Izuku, are you okay? As Izuku doesn't even talk to Nuru. He fears that there might be something, so he brings out his notebook and writes something in it. And Nuru reads it. It tells him to try and check for any hidden cameras or microphones, and so Nuru does, just on the hopes that maybe Midoriya can talk to him, and thankfully, there is nothing in his house yet. At least for now, as Midoriya takes a deep breath, saying, damn it, I'm making things worse. Stupid Izuku. As Nuru said, is everything alright? As Izuku said, nothing is alright, Nuru. Everything is so wrong, and just, I don't... As then Midoriya gets a call on his phone. And he hear on the other side, Cyrax talking, saying, Hawkmoth, I've located Domino. It seems that they have sent her into Tartarus prison. I will gonna keep bringing up more informations as I find out more about them. As Midoriya said, oh, thanks, Cyrax. As, of course, Cyrax continues saying, do you have any plans of how we can retrieve her? As Midoriya said, not at the moment, I am still thinking of a few other things. As Cyrax said, I am working on an AMP bomb at the moment. We probably should try to take off the power of Tartarus to ensure us being able to break into the prison, though we probably will need help from the inside. As Midoriya said, help from the inside. As Midoriya suddenly gets an idea, but he's not excited about it. As he said, how about you keep working on your AMP? I think I have a plan. I'll tell you about it sooner than later. As he said, very well, I'll be awaiting your commands. As Cyrax leaves the call, and Nuru sees sadness in Midoriya's face. As then he said, Nuru, Darkwing's rise. As Nuru transforms Midoriya, and Midoriya tells Houndoom to teleport him into the forest, a dark part of the forest. As Midoriya thinks he have a plan, but this plan is risky, and its chance of success is low. But it's the best thing he can do right now. The only thing he can do right now. As he takes the Akuma that he was saving up, the other one, since now he has two Akumas saved up, one that belongs to Domino, that he's keeping for her time of return, and the other one that he still hasn't used. And so he let that Akuma out, looking for the emotion that he wants. He wants someone who can be useful, someone sad, someone who's tired of being themselves, someone who wants to change everything about this world, including themselves. And he finds it, the sound of a crying person, as he talks to the person and asks his help. And so that person agrees. And after which Midoriya sends Houndoom to that person to take him and talk to him. After a while of Midoriya having a conversation with that specific someone, he immediately tells him what he wants him to do and when he wants him to do it. As Izuku did so, he let the person go. After that, immediately Midoriya asked of Houndoom to bring him Windigo. As Windigo appears in front of Midoriya, Midoriya goes on one knee and starts petting the dog. As he talks to him, saying, "Windigo, I need you for something, but I'll need to take your powers away." As Windigo just barks, and Midoriya then proceeds to de-akumatize Windigo before taking his Akuma and putting it back between his hands, and this time changing its power, and akumatizing him once more. As Windigo gets a new power, Midoriya tells Houndoom to give him the Snake Miraculous, as he gives him the box with it, and Midoriya takes the Snake Miraculous out and puts it in front of Windigo for him to hold it. As he then holds it, and once it's done and glows a little, Midoriya gives it back to Houndoom without the box, as he tells Houndoom to keep it somewhere safe, and tells him to take Windigo out of here as well, and so that he does. And now, after all of that being said and done, and with the box remaining, Midoriya de-transforms and asks Houndoom to take him back home, and so he does. Midoriya goes ahead and sits on his table, takes a new notebook out of the drawer, and Nuru just looking at Midoriya, wondering what is he doing, as he sees Midoriya writing, and he sees him writing his life story, basically. The first day he got the miraculous, the second day, the third day, all of the people he akumatized, Ladybug and everything about himself, until when he finished, he puts a label on the notebook, closes it, and then he puts it inside a bigger box before looking down as he said, "Nuru, I'm sorry that I wasn't a good user for you, a good holder of your miraculous. I hope that whatever happens to me next, you will be happy, whether it was with me or with someone else." As Nuru said, "Izuku, what are you?" As he said, "Nuru, I renounce you." As he said, "Wait, Midoriya, But suddenly Nuru disappears. No sound, no visual effect, no nothing, just silent. And Midoriya is left alone, there with only silent. As he said, "Goodbye, my best friend." As he looks into the box, that red box with black spots on it. This accursed box that was taunting him for so long. Ladybug said it belonged to his miraculous, and that his miraculous will be the one inside of it. As he says to himself, "I guess in the end you were right. This box is meant for my miraculous." As Midoriya puts the butterfly miraculous inside of the box, as he takes it along with the notebook, and gives it to Houndoom, as he said, "All what is left is for you. You're the only person I can trust." As Midoriya looks around of him, with only one Akuma remaining, the Akuma that once belonged to Domino. Now he shall use it for a different purpose. As he looks into Houndoom, and Houndoom understanding what Midoriya wants. He understands all what he wants. He understands his plan. As then, Midoriya just watching Houndoom sits by his leg as he writes a few extra letters. 2 letters to be precise. And once he's done, He gives those to Houndoom as well, before then taking a deep breath and holding a pen as the Akuma flies closer to him and then akumatizes him. And in that moment, as Midoriya is being akumatized, Houndoom immediately takes the pen out of his hand and teleports out of there. Before on the other side of whatever he went, he breaks the pen, releasing the Akuma. And Midoriya back in his room, he's suddenly deakumatized. As he looks left and right, he goes out of his room to see that his mother is nowhere, and then looks at the clock as he suddenly feels sleepy. He needs to go to sleep. Tomorrow is a big day at UA. And so he does. Slowly but surely he falls to slumber. Because tomorrow is a big day.